Good evening, good day, my grands. This is another nugget from Nana. I want you always to remember that women are at a higher risk of DBTs, PEs, especially when they're in the childbearing ages. That's if you're having a menstrual, your menses, having your period. Blood clots can form in your legs, form in your arms, especially when you're sedentary and not active. They form when you go on long trips, like them 16-hour drives, or on vacations, long flights. And you can Google, like a lot of times, photographers, news anchors, or newsmen, when they take them long flights where they're going to cover a war or something like that. A lot of times they'll die of a pulmonary embolus. And I'm touching this base with you guys, because we have a family history of blood clots. My mom died at 32 of a massive PE. I've had DVTs, PEs. My daughters had them. My brothers had them. And even though we don't fit the criteria of why the tests have come back negative, we don't have the clotting disorder, there's definitely something going on with our blood, so that I have to be on anticoagulation therapy for the rest of my life, and so does my brother. So I want you young girls and you young men, and I don't want you to keep in mind, if you ever have calf pain, unilateral, one calf versus the other, and your calf is warm, seek medical treatment. One of the things that I do is I always know what my resting heart rate is. So, the little pulse oximeter that we got in our houses, everybody, because of the asthma that we have. Put the pulse oximeter on your finger and just know what your pulse is resting. One of the things that was a humdinger for Nana is that my pulse doubles whenever I have a DVT or a PE. I don't know why, but my pulse is 125, 130. 99.99% of chance I got a DVT or a PE somewhere. So I want you to keep that in mind. Watch your pulse. I want you to keep in mind, watch your foot. Your foot should not be cold. Your hand should not be cold. Your arm should not be cold or swollen. Because a lot of times distal to the clot, because if you have a clot in your calf, distal to it can have a color change, and it can have a temperature change depending on if the clot is in an artery or in a vein. So I know you guys are young, and some of these nuggets that I'm leaving with you is for you to go back and review. So we know women are at a higher risk of having clots or DVTs. A lot of times there's such things as a fat emboli, and there's such thing as a blood emboli. But both those emboli can kill you. You're at a higher risk of a DVT after you have a baby, after you have abdominal surgery, after you have any type of surgery. So always discuss everything with your physician. And certain things can put you at an even greater risk, considering our family heritage, our family genetics. And what puts us at a greater risk is birth control. So when you take birth control pills, you're at a greater risk of DVTs and PEs. So keep that in mind. The blood specialist that I see, he says the only birth control that's safe for me and my descendants is the what do you call it? Diaphragm? I don't know. I can't have kids no more. So this is a nugget from Nana for you to keep in mind. Sudden onset of shortness of breath, fast heart rate, trouble breathing, painful one calf, unilateral, change in temperature in the back of the calf, one's warmer than the other. And know your pulse sites. You guys know how much I go over all the pulse sites and teach you how to check your pulse. But the baseline I want you to do is know your heart rate. Know your resting heart rate. And if you wake up and you're doing absolutely nothing but lying there, and your heart rate is doubled or tripled, seek medical help. Always let your doctor know your strong family history of DVTs and PEs, because that will determine the type of birth control they choose for you. That can determine the type of antibiotics they choose for you. So, yeah. And the other thing I want to tell you, and if you are on birth control and you're one of my grandchildren, I want you to know that some antibiotics can render your birth control ineffective. So always ask your pharmacist, ask your doctor. Be clear with your medical professional about your health history. Ask questions. Nana loves you.